Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. This is your nightly news podcast on all the news that I catch throughout the day, giving you my take as someone who aspires to be a politician very soon. This is episode 73, and today is June 7th. It is Saturday, I believe. Hope all you guys are doing great. Just kind of chilling out for me. Didn't do much. Had a nail appointment today because I needed to go. My nails were like so overgrown. But this is what we got. Oh shoot! It's so I can't. I'm trying to show and like the sunlight's in the way. Holy glare! There we go. See, I got like I don't know. I like them. I like the flowers. So let me know. But anyways, hope all you guys are doing well. We've got a lot of news to cover today, so let's get started. Moving into our first topic today, or segment, if you will, we have a Trump administration segment per usual, but only one topic today, as Trump seemingly is still kind of quiet. But with that being said, let's get into it. Trump has threatened Elon Musk. In a new phone interview with NBC, Trump said if Musk would face serious consequences if he funded Democrats. Trump told NBC, if he does, he'll have to pay the consequences for that. He'll have to pay serious consequences if he does that. Trump was asked if he had the desire to repair the relationship with Musk, which he said no. When asked if the relationship was over, Trump said, I would assume so, yeah. Trump said he has no plans of speaking with Musk, saying, I'm too busy doing other things. I have no intention of speaking to him. He would accuse Musk of being disrespectful to the office of the president. The tea is still going. It's so sad. All they have now is a Brokeback Mountain. It's truly unfortunate. Hopefully, somebody gets that reference out there. But, on a more serious note, this is really such a super interesting situation. I wonder what Trump means by serious consequences, and I'd love to find out. Come on, Elon, fund a Democrat. Let's test the waters. Actually, please don't. I would lose all respect for that Democratic candidate if they took money from Elon. That is not what we should be doing. Because he's a horrible person. He needs to stay far, far away from politics. Every day it becomes increasingly clear that he rigs the election. And hopefully we'll hear about that soon. That would be such an interesting one to hear about. It really would. I wonder what would happen to Trump and his entire administration if that was leaked. Oh, I wish. I truly do. Moving on, we have some really unfortunate and crazy news, and a lot of news on the matter as ICE has conducted raids in LA, leading to massive protests. The first topic we have is a California union president was detained in one of the ICE raids. Service Employees International Union California President David Huerta was injured and detained while documenting an immigration raid in downtown LA. Huerta was treated at a hospital and then transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA. Protesters outside the center spray painted the building with messages reading, Fuck ICE, burn the prisons, and abolish ICE. Huerta said in a statement from the hospital, What happened to me is not about me. This is about something much bigger. This is about how we as a community stand together and resist the injustice that is happening. Hardworking people and members of our family and our community are being treated like criminals. We are all collectively having to object to this madness because this is not justice. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, this is what I've said since the start. We are destroying communities and families with these raids, and it needs to end now. People are dying and being hurt day after day. We must continue to fight back, make our voices heard, speak out for injustice, because this isn't okay. Nobody should have to go through this, whether you're a citizen or not. It is fucked up and insane. Moving on, I probably should have put this first, but ICE launched major raids in LA using military equipment overnight. LA ICE forces launched a series of coordinated immigration raids on Friday, resulting in the arrests of dozens and starting widespread protests across the city. The raids were carried out in a military-style operation using military equipment as well. Federal agents from ICE, the DHS, and the FBI and the DEA conducted the operations early Friday morning, going after individuals suspected of immigration violations and fraudulent documents. LAPD did not partake in the raids but were called in to quell the protests. According to reports, 44 individuals were arrested. These raids are insane, and it's only gotten worse. Not only was it not necessary for them to use military equipment, but that's insane. I mean, officers are essentially coming after civilians with technology that's meant to kill. Where in any democratic or Western nation is that okay? None of them. Absolutely none of them. There are so many times in history that I can compare this to, and none of them were Western nations, and none of them were democracies. Hate to say it, but that is the alarming truth on that one. I can think of one instance right now from China, Tiananmen Square, but I didn't say that. Didn't say that. Moving on to our next topic, LA officials. Holy fly. ICE officials in LA are holding migrants in a basement without enough food and water. Migrants detained in LA are being held in a basement and being held there overnight with limited food and water. According to officials, the basement has rooms that can fit up to 30 people at a time. One attorney, Elizabeth Mateo, is representing a family of immigrants and one U.S. citizen, and said the couple and their two children spent the night in a room with no beds and limited access to food or water. Mateo said the father was issued a stay of removal barring his deportation, but the family was detained anyway. His wife was released on Wednesday evening with their children due to her needing medical attention for a high-risk pregnancy. Mateo said in a statement, "This is something I have never seen before. Unlike the first Trump administration, I represented clients with very difficult cases, but this is nothing I've ever. I am messing this up so hard, but never anything like this. Under any other circumstance, he, the husband, would have been released. The husband still remains in the facility." My bad for stuttering on that one. That was bad. Anyways, this is the case with facilities in Florida as well, and it's absolutely sick. The fact that Gavin Newsom hasn't said a thing says a lot. He is just sitting on his hands. I am, becoming convinced more and more every day that that man is a Republican and not a Democrat. I might even come back to California during voting season just to vote him out because realistically, I mean, he is gross and a horrible governor. He failed to make high-speed rail, and he has failed at homelessness, and he has failed at so many things. He is not doing a great job. Please, Kamala Harris, please run to be California's governor. We need you. Please, you could win by miles, and you could definitely do way better than Newsom ever has. Please, I beg you, Kamala Harris, please save us. Kamala Harris, please save us. If you can hear us, Kamala Harris, please save us. Hopefully someone gets that reference too. I'm sure you will, but oh, we're having a great day, guys. It is a good day for me. I feel happier than I felt in a long time today. It's great. Anyways, more news on the massive LA protests. I did not set this up the way I thought I did. My apologies on that one. Due to the mass ICE raids throughout the city, protests have broken out all over LA. Riot police and protesters have clashed in downtown LA since yesterday, and it doesn't stop. Dozens have been reportedly taken into custody. Security forces in some locations have surrounded the protesters with batons and tear gas rifles. There have even been non-lethal pellets shot into the crowds. Some reports even say ICE has begun using chemical irritant on the protesters. The police have declared these protests unlawful assembly, and those who do not disperse will be subject to arrest. Officers want all protesters to disperse, yet are blocking all of the exits. This firing is an attack on the American people. There are videos all over TikTok right now, and they are sick. They just show that ICE or the police tell them to leave, but all the exits are blocked off. They show officers shooting at civilians. They show officers shooting at people who are relatively peaceful. I mean, I watched a guy get shot by one of those pellet guns 5 times in a row, and I know that hurt so bad. These people took a stand, and the police turned violent. Yes, Some civilians have spray painted buildings and blocked off roads. But this is insane. I mean, chemical irritants, tear gas, pellets. We are shooting at civilians in LA. That is crazy. This is a full on attack on the American people. And whether you agree with that statement or not, I mean, all of the videos I see on TikTok are from people being relatively peaceful. And even if there are a few people who are, acting out of line, and I'm not going to say I support that, you should definitely not be doing that. You're causing more of a problem for the rest of us. This is insane. Are we serious? I mean, one of the video that I brought up, the guy was just sitting there. He was leaning against a pole with like a white hard hat on, and the officer shot the pellets. He put his head down, and you could see like the impact of the pellets on the helmet. That is crazy. He was sitting there leaning against a pole, and he had officers shooting at him, and you could see the impacts coming off. You could see the white dust coming off of that white helmet. That is crazy. This is insane. Some even more insane things is Trump is sending the National Guard against these LA protesters. The Trump administration will be deploying the National Guard against immigration protesters in LA, according to border czar Tom Homan. Homan said on Fox News, "We are already mobilizing. We're going to bring the National Guard in tonight, and we're going to continue to do our job. This is about enforcing the law." Here's more proof that this is an insane attack on the American people. Is this really the country we live in? What has become of it? I mean, if you told me a year ago that we'd have the National Guard coming in to stop protesters, that we'd have pellets being shot at protesters in a crowd, I wouldn't believe you. This entire situation is sick. It is insane. What are we doing? Where have we gone? What has happened to the United States? This is not the democracy that the founding fathers worked to create. This is insane. Absolutely. Why? What? I'm just repeating myself. But I mean, what the fuck? Truly, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? It is bizarre. It really is. Moving on, going into our other news segment, we have two topics today. The first one is Elon Musk deleted all of his tweets linking Trump and Epstein. In the middle of the night, Elon Musk went back and deleted all tweets relating to Trump and Epstein. This is a shocking turn after Elon said he wouldn't apologize until the files were released. But, don't forget, nothing on the internet goes away. Whether you like it or not, the internet lasts forever, and everything stays on there. Not to mention the fact that two Democratic representatives launched an investigation into Musk's comments, and it is very likely that this will cause a large problems for both Musk and the Trump administration. I am truly excited to see how it plays out. But, I guess Musk decided to calm down and give in, which is a shame. Hopefully this doesn't stop the ongoing investigation, because I was jumping for joy when I heard that news. But, as always, we'll see how this one plays out, and I'll continue bringing you guys as much updates as I can. Moving into our final topic for today, some interesting news as the founder of Latinas for Trump has blasted Trump's mass deportations. A Miami Republican who co-founded Latinas for Trump is condemning the actions of the administration and their mass deportation rates. State Senator Lena Garcia said in a statement, "This is not what we voted for. I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane." She went on to say, "I understand the importance of deporting criminal aliens, but what we are witnessing is arbitrary measures to hunt down people who are complying with their immigration hearings. In many cases, with credible fear of persecution claims, all driven by a Miller-like desire to satisfy self-fabricated deportation goals. This undermines the sense of fairness and justice that the American people value." I'm sorry, but is this lady dumb? This is exactly what she voted for. It was written on paper and told to all of us. We all knew this was going to be the case. You betrayed your own people out of ignorance, and it only took thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people to be starved and abused. We all knew this was going to happen. We were warned this would be the case, yet you were too ignorant to see it. Anyone who says, I didn't vote for this, is wrong. You know exactly what you voted for. So don't switch sides and play victim now when it bites you in the ass. It was written in paper. It was there in front of your eyes, and you chose to ignore it. That was your choice. Don't turn around when it falls back on you and doesn't reflect positively on you. That is bullshit. It truly is. It really is. But with that being said, that's all the topics we have today. Bit of a rant, bit of a thing. But today's been a good day overall for me. Got to spill my heart out a little bit, Yeah, hope all you guys are doing well. It's getting hotter throughout the summer, and as I've said, it's going to be an interesting summer and continue to be an interesting summer this year. Whether that will be an exciting or a terrifying thing, remains to be seen. But, we'll see how it plays out, of course. I don't know. Truly, I am worried. If I need to be completely honest, I'm worried, about the state of the United States, and I'm worried about the citizens and the people who live in this country, especially as, someone who aspires to be a politician and has said frequently that my goal is to support and protect and work for the American people like politicians should. I mean, this is terrifying. This is sick. It's inhumane. It is crazy. It really is. And it worries me. It does. I don't even want to think about where we'll be in a year or two. I am worried. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. We're on our way to 500 subscribers, and I would appreciate it if you could all help me get there. It's been a lifelong goal of mine to get a YouTube play button one day, so hopefully we can get that done. If you're on Substack, please consider pledging your support. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I'll need to pay for in college, like clothing, water. You don't pay for water, but you get the gist. All those kinds of things. If not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support. Wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. It means the world to me to see all your comments and support and hear your guys' takes. I love hearing what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. It's truly great. I think we've built a good community here over the past couple months, and it's nice to be able to agree with you guys and maybe learn a bit from you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out my stuff, and I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Later.